Ooh. Hi guys. So yeah, welcome on our weekly meeting for asynchronous import. So today we have some news. So we generally has two presenters who already made some work on this project and want to show you something nice. I hope nice. So I'll start from myself first. So I'll share my screen. Oh, so many options. Maybe this one. Yep. So I created the pull request, which delivers the base model implementation for synchronous import. Yep. So that's so generally what extension is generally doing nothing. It's just adding the new endpoint for file upload. Here is it. It looks like v1 import, and what it's doing, the idea is that it has to take the file and place it on some place on the server. But this current pull request is not implementing any file uploads. It only delivers the interfaces for that. It delivers the web API endpoint. Also, what was done is there was done processors pool. That's source processor pool where we defining the import type. So we have, so let's say, local path, we have remote URL, we have base64, maybe something coming in the future. So any developer can easily add new items within their own implementation with custom processors. And yeah, and it will be processed in case if this import type will match. I'll give you the. Oh wait, I guess it's sharing only the Chrome. In a second. Can you share the? You see my Postman?
Yep.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's an example of the API call. So we're doing the post call for REST import with such body. As I showed you, I have here the import type is local path, and here is this parameter which defines the import type. And when I send it, it will return me. Currently, it's empty. It's not return anything because, as I said, there is no implementation for this processor. I guess it's only return generally return nothing. Like Stepan will show us today how he implemented the file uploader, and then we can maybe create a smaller tasks for another uploader type, and then we can proceed with a new endpoint for start import, and so on. So yeah, that was idea of it. If you have any questions right now, free to ask. Looks very quiet. When it's quiet, it's always good, I guess. It's no questions. Okay, then I'll give a word to Stepan. He will show the next part of it.
Yeah, hello. Let me show my screen. I think this one. Okay, just tell me that you can see.
Yep, we see your PHP Storm.
Okay, that's good. So, yeah, I create the pull request for implementing basic for this local path file processor. So I injected it through the XML. No, even Alex injected it, as I understand. Yeah, Alex already injected it. I just implemented. So let's start from scratch. So model that first get the processor from process pool and run the process upload. Yeah, as you can see, it has proxy. And first of all, in process load function, we have validation source. Here we check if this file exists in a system and it's readable. And then I inject here the source type validator. So in this validator, we are able, first of all, check that we match allowed MIME times with this file. So the allowed MIME times we can add here right in as argument to this validator. So right now we have only CSV and text. And after validation, we have, we are saving the file directly the local server and return the path here. So, and save this path to this source data, to the source directly as its absolute path. And after that, and after that we save
30 seconds times 3. And yeah, let me know if you do need to break it up if it does tie back into the SSO.
So please mute. Okay, yeah, I'm back. So, and after we process this upload, we save this source in the database. So, and we decided to do this directly at import.
Right, I think you just need to pick one. Do you manually retry or do you automatically retry? You automatically do it. When you fail, you need to show them support number. But if you're doing it manually,
Igor, please mute yourself. Yeah, so we save this in the database, then fill response with the source ID and source status and return it. Okay, and now I'll try this. So we have this file. I placed this in the var folder here, like test CSV, and this local path and CSV source type. So send it, return source type, source ID, status uploaded, and no errors, as you can see. So we go to the import service source table in the database, and you can see that the source is uploaded, CSV, local path, and the path to the file that was uploaded. So we also can check that uploaded to the var import. Right now I decided that we can discuss it later, which place we should choose for this, but right now it's in var CSV. So, and it returns to it returns such an answer. So yeah, that's all. Maybe somebody have a question.
Yeah, looks nice. I know I wanted to ask then the Magento guys related to the statuses. I mentioned that let's say in a bulk async API they use integers as statuses, and then a developer have to dig somewhere deep to find what does it mean, or read the documentation. Are there like some best practices? Could we use also integers, or we can define like we made before those text one, like uploaded, completed, failed, and so on?
Question is, what do we return in the web API?
No, my question is, what is the best practice in Magento coding that return the like integers or use text representation?
Return from where?
On web API request, so return the status.
I would say you should not return integers because it's not clear. So I would say we should return either text or it should be complex value, which is text and ID. Depends on your use case. Like if you believe that you will need ID So you get something and then you have to submit, let's say, customer choice, including ID, then probably you need object. If you do get and your usual use case is just to display label, then you need to return just label, because otherwise you will have to do like extra call, or you have to keep some mapping on your client.
Okay. Yeah, that was a confusing because generally Magento default this queuing module using always IDs only.
Yeah, it depends on implementation. It depends on implementation of specific service, and I'm not sure anybody actually dictated how to do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can decide.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Any other questions? Cool. Thank you. That's nice. So generally my idea that because this pull request was done in a core repository, because we had those base module implemented, I would say the good idea will be that we can review my pull request and merge it to this repo. And after that, I guess, Stepan, you can just change the destination of your pull request and then deliver the pull request in the main async module.
This one will be also separate.
Yeah, actually, I have. If you're done, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get the whole flow described in form of web API requests? Because I believe we discussed approximately how we are going to do these uploads and all that, but I believe now you already have understanding how API endpoints would look like, and ideally I would like to see some page where we have a sequence of web API calls which will compose like the whole flow.
So you mean like from file upload and file start, then get the statuses of the import?
Yeah, just to show that the whole sequence of actions is possible, that it's compatible, and let's say you don't end up in a situation when you do one request and returns you something, and then for subsequent requests you need some other data which you don't have. But so when the problem is when we do this independent implementations for each request, you may just end up with incompatible requests, and then you will have to fix them. So ideally, we should have the whole flow described before we even implement it, like in form of web API requests. Just like request response.
Okay. Yeah. Generally, we have this pull request in our architecture repo. Am I stuck?
Yep.
Oh, hello. Yep. No, I'm back. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So we have this in architecture repo. We have this pull request was describing the idea and describing also already all requests and responses, but not in a way of the flow. So generally only like single entities. I can generally, I guess, collect them together and to make the one general flow out of them.
Yeah, and then it will be also nice if we can just somehow say, let's say you have flow in form of table, for example, and then across each of these requests you can say, hey, this one is done, just check mark, and then you can see the whole picture. That to complete the whole flow we need, let's say, 5 requests, 3 of them are done and a couple more left.
Okay.
It will be clear, and it will also serve as good documentation. Like you do it for now, like for us, but in the future we can just release it as documentation as an example.
Yep, sounds good. I'll note it down. Try to make it. Good.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Also, Alex, want to ask you, these Magento has some official holidays. I mean, I guess next meeting we can still do, or?
Yeah, next week people are still here, but the week after, and for half of, basically starting from, let me look at calendar, I will give you exact date. So Friday, December 21st is the last day we are in the office, and then started from Monday 24th to Tuesday 1st, including everybody will be out in Austin, but I believe Kiev guys will still be in office.
Okay. And then you're coming back after New Year on 2nd?
I would say most people will come on 2nd. I will be still on PTO for that week, but I believe it will depend. But everybody will be out until January 1st, including.
I got it. Yeah, okay. I guess then we will skip the meeting on Christmas time and we'll start after New
But
Year.
next week people should still be here.
Yep, it's good. Thank you. Okay, good. I guess then that's all for today. Thank you everybody for joining and see you next time.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.